Welcome back to channel, dear viewers. This is Maverick here, and right now we're going to be watching another episode of Bakemonogatari, and thus the start of a new arc as well. So, as has been the case for these past few arcs, I don't really think there's that much I can say going into it. If there is a sort of connection between these different arcs, I mean, they are all revolving around Araragi, right? And the characters themselves are, I guess, somewhat connected in a sense, and I guess through all of these arcs we're going to learn more and more about Araragi as a whole and sort of unravel the mystery of his past, right? But that remains to be seen. I do know, well, actually, I do believe that this next arc is going to deal with the character played by Hanakana, one of the most prominent voice actors in the industry right now, and if that is the case, then the opening is probably also one of the most recognizable ones. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Alrighty, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, and a word of caution, I'm actually, I do believe I have the flu right now, so, my energy levels might be a little bit lower than usual. I also have this headache as well, but hopefully I can get through this. Sengoku? Really? Ooh. Oh, this one? Whooshah! Oh? Big brother something? Huh. So this new girl only got involved with... Hey, yeah, it is this. Oh yeah. Mata mata. This song is so recognizable. Besides the original version, I also really like the version where it's turned into a rap, actually. Sort of like a hip-hop beat. Okay, I should probably stop singing this. Ah, it's so good though! I'll probably have to link the rap version for you guys. And man, Hanakana's voice. Mata mata papa. Mara. Zutta zutta. Scale marks, scales. Oh yeah, snake, I guess. By the way, I will not apologize for singing that. You're probably gonna hear me singing that song for the entirety of this arc. What are you doing here, Kamaru? And when were you so close with Araki? And what's with that blush? No, seriously, why? What? Since when were they this close? Ofuda? I wonder if he's bound to that construction site. Oh, so she knows. Well, of course, I guess she did have to know. If she didn't know, these two would probably be dead. What? Really? 7-7. What does this have to do with the other girl? Huh. I doubt she wants to play when she's 20. Oop. Really? What's wrong with Kumbara right now? Oh. Something's definitely fishy here. I mean, she's the one who's supposed to have the stamina. Oh. Don't tell me you had another little sister. And did she collapse or something? No, there she is. What's happening to her? A snake? Yeah. Huh? Is this the next day? Sengoku. Is that also written similar to war? Reference books for studying? Yeah. Really? Huh, really? What's with this face and that expression? It's a snake shrine. What is with her? Hey, it's the girl. Magic occult. How do you know they linked arms? Wait, why did you know about that? What? Yeah, this girl. Sweet. Yeah, probably not. Whatever. Hmm. I guess that is true in a certain sense. Leap year? That is something I actually do recommend people to do. There's really little time to do that once you get into the workforce. You know, either taking an extra year in college, right after you graduate, or before you get into college. Nautico? Alright, so he recognizes her, she recognizes him. What's gonna happen? Well, if she does want to get caught up in some occult business. Oh. Ara would be Aragi, yeah. Aragi's brother. I mean sister. The rest omitted. Huh? Oh, this is the guest room? And where's Kanbaru? Wait, this is Aragi's room? Alright. Oh. Really? Well, at least she's happy. Ooh. Wait, what? I mean, okay, I'm guessing she wants to show off her skills or something. Nah, there we go. I think. Well, just a little. There we go. First episode in this arc. Alright, see you guys after the ending. Alrighty, so there we go with episode 9 of Bakemonogatari. And as you might tell from my clothes and whatnot, it's not exactly on the same day. I managed to get to the end of the episode, but then my head was really in pain with a headache and whatnot, so I decided to call it quits for the day and come back with a fresh start, right? I'm feeling a lot better now, so it should be much, it should be much less of an incoherent rambling. And with that said, there's not that much to talk about in this episode anyway. I don't really have that much stuff to talk about in regards to how it's going to go. So Sengoku, right? So one thing that I should clarify real fast is, so Sengoku's name is not exactly, the Sengoku itself, the kanji for it is actually, 1,000 and stones, right? So her name is 1,000 stones. Now, I was thinking originally that Sengoku, because when I think of Sengoku, I immediately think of warring states, right? Sen would be war, and then Goku would be country, right? And one of the most famous in Japanese history would be Sengoku Jidai, which is the Warring States period, right? And I thought that it was sort of like being a parallel, if you will, to Senjugahara, which is also something related with the battlefield and whatnot. But apparently not. Apparently, I don't know if they deliberately chose it because of the sort of same phonetic sounds as the Senjugahara's name and whatnot. But so I guess there's not really anything, not any specific reference there. And as for, her actual condition and whatnot, right? So obviously we know that she's got some kind of oddity on her, some kind of snake that's sort of like coiling up around her, sort of like constricting her, bonding her in a sort of way. But what exactly is her problem, right? Now, the funny thing is, because with all the different girls, you normally look at their opening songs and it kind of gives you a hint as to what their situation might be, right? At least it's proven to be useful so far. Now, with Sengoku, though, the thing is, I've listened to Renai Circulation like many times. It's, like I said, it's a classic, it's a great anime song, even though I've never watched Bakemonogatari before. I know of that song, and it is on sort of like my best of animes playlist as well. But even with all those times when I listened to it, it always struck me as, just a song dealing with love, with infatuation, right? Renai Circulation literally translates to love circulation, right? And if you go and look at the opening itself, again, and the lyrics as well, it's basically just, a girl in love, infatuated with someone. So perhaps in this episode, it's just going to be so straightforward, so easy a case, and that is Sengoku is infatuated with Araragi. Is that the case here? I mean, there are a lot of small subtle hints that could play it that way, right? I'm not going to jump to conclusion just yet, but I have a sneaking suspicion that might be the case, considering all that we've seen so far, right? And it would make perfect sense. And like I said, the song itself, that's what I've always thought of it. And another thing to sort of take note on is, remember at the very beginning there, when Sengoku was running down the stairs and passing Araragi and Kambaru, Araragi mentioned there that, if he had stopped her that day, things would be different, right? Things would be different. Now, what can change in just literally one day, right? I don't really know, unless it might be a case where, Sengoku saw Araragi with Kambaru beside her, especially with, being that clingy and all, and maybe worsening her situation in that sort of way, like maybe. That's my best guess right now. And speaking of which, when and why did Kambaru suddenly get so close to Araragi, right? She's supposed to be a lesbian, and yet she's really clinging to Araragi here, right? And I mean, sure, she's playful and whatnot, but I feel like this is sort of like a huge change in attitude from the from the past arc. Like, we know that she likes to tease Araragi and whatnot. This might be taking it a little bit too far, right? Especially since Senjugahara is not actually around. So I don't know. That came out of nowhere. Of course, it's funny, but still, kind of caught me by surprise as to her assertiveness. Right. So yeah, so basically that is my prediction in regards to Sengoku's situation here, which we'll know more about in the next episode. As for the rest, there was this scene with Hanekawa as well. Again, somebody mentioned before that I'm sort of speaking of her as sort of like this final boss in a game or whatnot, and I'll be honest, I do kind of feel that here, and I feel like she might be the final boss, if you will, in the Bakemonogatari series, at least for this season. I mean, she definitely seems to know a lot of stuff, even some stuff that I feel like she shouldn't know about. And definitely her relation with Aragi is something quite intriguing to look at as well. But again, I'm not going to comment too much on that. We'll probably reach her story when it should be. Probably at the end of this arc, right? Although I don't really know how many girls appear in a season. So yeah, and I think that's pretty much all I want to talk about for this episode. Kind of a short one, but like I said, there's not really that much more for me to go on. I guess, one last quick mention, not really having anything to do with the episode itself, but, Hanekawa mentioned that she wants to take a year off and go around and travel and see the world. Now, is there any in-anime complications here that causes her to do this, like some family troubles or whatnot? I don't know, right? But as I mentioned within the episode, I do recommend all of you guys, especially if you're still in school or whatnot, or you're in college, either high school or college or whatever, right, to take advantage of this. I think I called it a leap year in the reaction episode, and that should give you a feeling as to how, not thinking straight I was at that moment. And so it's a gap year, right? A gap year. A leap year is literally something that happens every 4 years. A gap year, for you to really, just take some time off, travel the world, see the world, learn what you want to learn, and just basically have fun for a year, right? And like I said, I highly, highly recommend anybody to do that, take advantage of that situation, either after high school, before going to college, or after college, before you go to the workforce, or to me, my best recommendation would be taking it within college, right? So if you are in college right now, you're in university, take advantage of one of the exchange programs or whatnot, and so you can use it to travel to a country, to go abroad and whatnot, and really, go learn another country's culture, immerse yourself in that, with ample resources behind you, right? I do highly recommend to do something of that sort. Now, that is one of my biggest regrets, that I didn't take advantage of that during my university years. I mean, I've already been abroad before, right? I've stayed in the States for many, many years, but, that would have been a perfect time to, I don't know, like go to Europe as an exchange student or something, and that would have been fun as well, because right now, in the workforce and whatnot, at best, it's not that easy to take time off and just go to Europe on a whim, right? Not to mention, you need to take time off, and then you need to have a lot of expenses as well, and normally you're very busy, so you can't really plan that effectively as well, and lots of different responsibilities in life. It's not fun to do it at this age, right? So do take advantage of a gap year if you are able to. Alright, so that was it for episode 9 of Bakemonogatari, and oh yeah, I will link the sort of rap version of Renai Circulation down below, so do check that out, if you will. I actually really quite like that version of the song, but of course the original is fantastic as well. So there we go, I'll see you next week, and bye bye.